What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Indie 5 Friday, the segment on our channel where we check out new indie games that are upcoming. Today we're checking out a game called Super Mega Ball. It's kind of hard to describe, so you're just gonna have to see for yourself. So let's jump in and talk about 5 things I'm excited for when it comes to this game. So the first thing that I like about this game is these simple controls. This game doesn't go all out using every single button on your controller to make this game super complicated. Instead, they make it super simple. They lay out 4 different buttons for you to press. They tell you what they all do, and that's all you have to remember, which for people like me who suck at video games makes it a little bit easier. Now, there are some things that I would change about the controls, but we'll get onto that later in the part where we talk about what we would improve when it comes to this game. The second thing that I like about this game is the art. There is room for improvement as far as the art goes, but it's cute, it's eye-catching, and it gets across what it's trying to get across, that it's Super Mega Ball. But overall, the art looks very good in this game. The third thing that I like about this game is the music. The music in this game is very intense. It fits the theme of the game, and it's well made. Now, there is something that I would change when it comes to the music, but I will get to that later when I'm talking about things that I would change. The fourth thing that we like about this game is how unique it is. While this game has similar elements to games such as FIFA, this game has a very unique style to it in its simplicity, and the tempo of this game is faster than your traditional hockey and soccer games that you might play. The final thing that I like about this game is that it's amusing and fun. This game is a nice little arcadey style game, and it makes for a good way to pass the time if you're looking for a neat little game that's not too complicated to play. Now, moving on to the things that I would change or improve on in this game, starting off with the idea that you only need a controller. I think that needs to be changed as soon as possible, because I think that's going to drive away a lot of players. If you are trying to appeal to people who are playing on computers, then not everybody's going to have a controller always, and the fact that you can't play this game without a controller is going to really hurt this game's potential sales in the future. The keyboard has a ton of buttons, so I'm sure it's possible to make it where you can play with the keyboard as well. It just is going to take a little bit of time and effort to perfect. The second thing that I would change about this game is the controls. The controls are simple, and that part of the controls is good, but I think the controls should be more similar to FIFA. A lot of people who play video games a lot are going to be familiar with the passing, stealing, and shooting of FIFA, and to change those controls and rotate them around the controller makes it really hard for a player to get the hang of a new game like this. If you just take advantage of what's already there, it'll make it a lot easier for players to get the hang of this game. Like people say, if it's not broke, don't fix it. The controls for FIFA work fine, so implement them into your game. That way it's easier for players who have already played sports games in the past to adapt to this game. The third thing that I would change about this game is that the music needs more variety. After playing in a game for a few minutes straight, the music that loops for that level starts to get very old and somewhat annoying. The music, like I said before, is really good music, but after it repeats over like 3 or 4 times, I think the song should switch. Listening to the same songs over and over again becomes very redundant after the 5th and 6th time. The fourth thing that I would add to this game is maybe giving the ability to play matches with more players, and the 4th and 5th thing kind of go together, making a bigger field for when you do play with more players. I think that it makes a lot of sense for the field to become bigger if you play with more players, but I also think the game would become a lot more challenging if you added more players and added new kind of angle to the game, because 2-on-2 is fun, but 3-on-3, 4-on-4, 5-on-5, you could add a theme that's like soccer and do 11v11 and make the field much bigger. But those are just suggestions, and if you like the game the way it is, there isn't much of a problem with doing 2v2 right now. It's just a way to add new variety to your game. So going into scores after I just kicked ass, starting off with potential, this game has an 8 out of 10 for potential. Now, this game has some parts to it that makes it unique, which will allow for it to be more successful in the future. However, it does have sports games such as FIFA, hockey, basketball. Pretty much any sports game is going to compete with this one. What makes this game unique is that it has really simple controls. There isn't different button combinations that let you pull off a spin move or Maradona or something like that to beat your opponent. It's straightforward and it's simple to grasp the concept of it. Gameplay gets an 8 out of 10. I think that gameplay gameplay would greatly improve if you rearrange the controls to make it more like FIFA. But other than that, gameplay is super fun, really easy to learn, and really satisfying when you're scoring goals. For music and sound, it gets an 8 out of 10. The only thing that I would improve on music and sound would be to add a variety of songs for each level, because the songs, like I said, get redundant. But other than that, the music and sounds good. The sounds are well made, they fit what's going on, and the music is intense and sounds good. So well done on the sounds and music. Next is graphics. Graphics get an 8 out of 10. The graphics in this game aren't perfect, but they're good. The art style is fun to look at, and it is intriguing to viewers who see it. I myself was intrigued by this because I like sports. This game has a sports theme, but it's also got a unique theme with the animals and the different things going on the screen that you can see right here. And looking forward to it. I also gave it an 8 out of 10. This probably won't be my favorite game, but this might be a good game to kill time. They could add things like competitive mode, similar to how Rocket League does theirs, where you can get ranked for beating people and whatnot. You could also play with different players, kind of like how Rocket League does, or you could do 1 versus 1 and you can switch between the players like you do against the computer, like how you just saw. Overall, this game looks and plays very well, so good job, developers. Here are the scores that I've decided to give this game for today. 8s across the board. First time that a game has scored the same number across the board on Indie 5 Friday, so that's fun. Overall though, great job, developers. This game is a nice little arcadey game, and I look forward to seeing what you do with it next. Thank you for the opportunity to show your game off on the channel. If you guys are watching this and you want to tell me what you guys think of this game, make sure you leave it down in the comments below. I like to read what you guys think about these games, what scores you guys would give the game. So be sure you guys let me know how excited you are for this game and what things appealed to you the most. Other than that, there will be links to this game in the description. You can check out the download, you can check out their social media, go tell the developers how good of a job they've done. But besides that, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate all your support, and I will see you guys next time.